Hi everyone, happy Thursday. It's that time again, Pilates Mat class time. Hope everybody's hanging in there. It's beautiful, sunny out. Definitely is feeling a little more like spring as far as the weather goes. I hope you are all able to take some time to do some self-care, Zoom chat with friends, have a quarantini. I've done all of the above. So just let me know when you're here by giving me a little sign. The cats were here. Maybe they'll show up again. I'm sure they will. So for tonight's class, I'm gonna use a TheraBand. So just a stretchy band. If you guys have one, grab that, and if you don't, it's okay. You can do the exercises without the TheraBand. It just won't be as much resistance, but you'll still feel the work. We'll only use it for a small part of class, so if you don't have one, no worries. So we'll just wait a little bit for people to log in or sign on or whatever you have to do to show up. So I hear Kitty. I think it's baby Kitty. She's ready to go. All right, so I see a few people are signed on. Tonight's class will be a pretty traditional Pilates mat class. Some of the stuff we've already done in other classes. Please honor your body. You shouldn't feel pain, like sharp shooting pain or even a dull ache in any of the exercises. So if you do feel any of that, you just modify. I'll give the modifications. Obviously I can't see if what's happening or not, like if you're doing the modifications or if you're struggling. So you have to really tune into your body and just make sure that you are honoring where your body is today, and not trying to push it to a place where you feel pain or discomfort. All right, well, let's get started. It looks like a few people are here, so let's just start. You can either be on your back on the mat or sit cross-legged. We're just gonna check into our bodies here first. So you're gonna just find a spot that's comfortable for you, either on your back or sitting up, and just allow your eyes to close. And you can just have your hands in a receptive, open position on your lap, or you can place them on your low belly. And just take an inhale breath and let your low belly fill up into your hands. And then on your exhale breath, just feel the low belly move away from your hands. So really breathing low in your abdomen. Inhale, let your belly fill up. And exhale, let the belly fall back down. One more time. Inhale, let the belly fill up. And exhale, let the belly fall. And then just take a moment to tune into your body, into your physical being, and just notice what it feels like to be in your body right now. Is there anything that feels tight? Anything that feels loose? And anything that feels really great today? Noticing all of those things in your body. And then taking a moment to notice your energy level, your emotional and mental body. And just kind of notice where you're at with your emotions. And notice where you are with energy. And not trying to change anything or be any different than you are. Simply taking a little bit of inventory so we have some guidance for our own bodies as we move through the class. And then just allow yourself to take a nice full inhale breath. And then just exhale, easily let the air flow out. And as you're ready, allow your eyes to open and let's start our class. All right, guys, so if you just tuned in, we're gonna use a TheraBand today, a stretchy band. If you don't have a TheraBand, it doesn't matter. We're only going to use it for a small part of the class, and you'll feel the work anyway. It just adds a little bit of resistance. So if you have one, great. If you don't, no worries. You don't need it. So you're going to lay on your back, and let's just start with a little bit of bridging through the spine. So from here, you're going to tone your glutes and your abdominals, and then tilt your pelvis. Your two front hip bones move backwards towards the ground, and then articulate up through every section of your spine, coming all the way up to your shoulder blades. Inhale at the top, and then exhale. Use your abdominal muscles to lay your spine down piece by piece. Just noticing if there's any areas that feel tight, challenging to roll through. Just keep using your abdominals to lift the spine up, and then exhale, lower down. And we'll do a couple more like that. Make sure your glutes are working, the backs of your legs are working. And now is a nice time to just check in with your neck and shoulders. See if you can let any tension at the top of your shoulders, at the sides of your neck, just fall away. Maybe using a breath. We'll do two more. Exhale, bridging up. Inhale at the top. Tone your glutes and your abdomen and articulate back down through the spine. And last time like that. Exhale, bridging up. Using your abdominals to peel your spine up. Inhale at the top. And exhale, use your abdomen to lay your spine back down, piece by piece all the way down. From here, take your hands and place them underneath your butt, like you're sitting on your hands. If it doesn't feel good on your shoulders, just have your hands by your side, it's fine. Otherwise, hands are here. We're going to use our hands as feedback for pelvic stability. So we're working to stabilize the pelvis in this exercise. So you're going to tone your glutes and abdominals. Bring one knee to 90 degrees or tabletop. Then bring that foot all the way back down onto the ground and exchange legs. See if you can do that without feeling any pressure change in your hands. So as you switch, your pelvis stays still. Exhale. One leg comes up and back down. And just nice, stable pelvis, using your glutes, waking up the lower abdominal muscles, your transverse abs. One more time each side. Exhale. And then putting both feet back down onto the ground and reach your arms long by your side. So we're going to add legs to our bridge with that same concept in mind. So working on pelvic stability in the bridge. Push the upper back part of your arm gently down into the mat. Then use your abdominals to articulate your spine up. Glutes and hamstrings are very active. Keep your abdominals active and your glutes, and extend one leg out even with the other leg. Bring that foot down, working towards no shift in your pelvis as you exchange legs. So no tilting. One more time each side. Keep breathing. Maybe exhale as the leg goes out. When the foot is down, articulate back down through the spine. And that is more challenging. So as it gets challenging, just watch that you're not compensating in your neck and shoulders, that you can keep them relaxed and just work the lower body. So on your exhale breath, we're going to do it again. Articulate up to your shoulder blades. Extend one leg out, even with the other leg. Bring that foot down. Switching sides. One more time each side. And last time. And then articulate back down through the spine. Good, you guys. Come up onto your hands and knees. So you can either roll up or roll to your side to come up. And we're just going to do a couple of cat-cow. So just working on opening and closing the joints of the spine. So on your exhale breath, you're going to contract your abdominal muscles and round your spine using your abdomen. So working on not pushing with your hands as much as you're drawing your abdominals up. Then inhale, extend the spine, keep a tone in your abdomen. You can push your shins down into the ground and make them active. And exhale, round the spine, contract the abdominal muscles. And inhale, extend the spine, keeping a tone in the abdomen as you extend. One more time, just check in with the tops of the shoulders, make sure they're relaxed. And inhale, extend the spine, keeping a tone, and then come back to neutral. And let's take tail wag here. So one foot comes up like it's your tail. You're going to take that foot, cross it over your body, side bend your spine, and look for your foot in one direction. and then go in the other direction. So you might feel a stretch in your lower back. You might not. You might notice that it's easier to turn your head one direction or the other. And then bring that foot down and we'll switch sides. So the other leg comes up, that foot crosses the body. Keep a little tone in your abdomen so you're a little bit supported in your in the core here. One more time each direction. And then bring that foot down and we'll come back down onto our backs. So we're gonna move into some focused abdominal work. So remember, you always we're gonna use our whole abdomen, but you really wanna focus on your transverse abdominal muscles. So these muscles go right across the front of the pelvis and they do compression. So when they're active, they draw inwards. And so you wanna make sure that those muscles are drawing inwards through all of these exercises. If they're moving up towards the ceiling, then you're only getting the superficial muscles, your rectus abdominal. So you want to make sure that the deep core muscles are active. So we'll just start really simple. Our arms are going to come up towards the ceiling. Front of the arm sets back in the socket. Feet stay down for now. On your exhale breath, press the arms down, contract your abdominal muscles, and lift your head and shoulders. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale, with your arms, imagine you're pressing through thick mud or peanut butter or in the water, so there's some resistance with your arms. Then inhale, back down. We'll do 2 more like this. Exhale, contracting your lower abdominals, and really reach through your fingertips so the muscles under your shoulder blades, your lats, are active. Last time. Exhale up, and inhale, coming back down. So from here, we're gonna bring our knees to tabletop. So we're just adding on. If your neck is overwhelmed with lifting it off the ground or it doesn't feel good, keep your head and shoulders down for this exercise. Otherwise, you're gonna knees in tabletop, press the arms down, lift the head and shoulders, arms come up, head comes down. Exhale, inhale. We'll do a couple more like that. Exhale, really reach through your fingertips so the lats are active muscles under the shoulder blades. One more time, articulating through your neck, then your upper back. And coming all the way back down and rest your feet down. You can just take your knees side to side for a moment, relaxing your abdomen. So if that was enough for you, if you're healing a low back injury or have a current low back injury, you're just gonna keep your knees in tabletop. For any neck stuff, just keep your head and shoulders down. Otherwise, we're gonna add straightening the legs. So knees in tabletop, arms come up. Gonna exhale, press the arms down, lift the head and shoulders and straighten the legs. Bend the knees, arms come up. So the height of the leg depends on how stable you can be in your pelvis. So you don't wanna lower the legs and lose the connection to your abdominals, right? So arms come down, head and shoulders lift, legs go straight. Exhale, press the arms down, contract the transverse abdominals, lift the head and shoulders. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, and inhale, and last time like that. Exhale, and inhale. Come all the way down, rest your feet down. You can take your knees side to side, give it some love. You can nod your head no as well. If you feel any tension in your neck, just let the tension go. So from here, we're gonna do an exercise called coordination. You can keep your knees in tabletop and do everything in tabletop, and you can keep your head and shoulders down. So just whatever feels right to your body. The name is coordination, so there is a little bit of choreography. Elbows start in at your side at a 90-degree angle. We're gonna lift the elbows off the ground and reach your elbow point forward towards the wall in front of you, so the muscles underneath your armpits and shoulder blades turn on. On your exhale breath, straighten the arms and legs, lift the head and shoulder. One time, open and close the legs. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, and head comes down. So exhale, straighten the arms and legs. Open and close the legs once. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, head comes down. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, open and close quickly. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, head comes down. Last time, exhale, really contracting your lower abdominal muscles. Bend the knees, elbows, head comes down. Just take your arms out to the side. Bring both knees in one direction and your head in the other. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we'll bring our knees back up, bend over to the other side. Taking 2 more breaths. Good, and then bringing the knees back up. So we're going to do the series of 5 today. So this is a very, can be a challenging abdominal exercise. You should not feel this in your low back or your neck. If you do, if your neck's bugging you, just leave the head and shoulders down, and I'll give modifications as we go for the exercise. So the first one is single leg stretch. So one knee will be into your body, the other leg will be out, and it can be up high with a little bend in the knee or very low if you're feeling stronger today. You're gonna lift the head and shoulders stay down on your back. We're gonna exchange legs. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Each time you bring the leg in, you're contracting your lower abdominal muscles more. So I'm not really pulling with my hands, I'm pulling from my abdomen. One more time each side. Keep the head and shoulders lifted if they are up, and then bend the knees, come all the way back down. So you can do all of this with your head and shoulders down. Please remember that. So from here, we're gonna do double leg stretch. Hands on your knees. On your exhale breath, lift the head and shoulders. For this one, your low back is touching the mat. On your inhale breath, head and shoulders stay lifted. Reach the legs out and circle them around and in. Legs can come up higher if they need to be. So we're inhale out, exhale down. Head and shoulders can stay down. You can do the whole thing like this. And coming up, inhale, exhale, 2 more. Exhale, pulling the abdominals in as the legs come in. And then come all the way down, rest your feet, nod your head no, take a couple of breaths right into your belly. And then we're gonna move on to crisscross. So you should feel the work still in your abdomen, but also around the muscles around your rib cage, which are your oblique muscles. So you're gonna have your hands at the base of your skull. Let's go right knee in, and left leg can be either low or higher or somewhere in between, whatever feels right to you. You're gonna lift your head and shoulders. We're gonna twist from our low ribs towards our opposite leg. So it's like you're trying to get your armpit towards your opposite hip, not the elbow to knee. And then exchange sides. Elbow towards, your armpit towards opposite hip, and exchange. So exhale, twist. And then maybe inhale for 1. Or you can exhale, inhale, exhale. Just finding a breath that feels intuitive to you. Every time you twist, squeeze in the muscles around your low ribs. 1 more time each direction. And then bending the knees, come all the way down and rest for a moment. Those are really hard. So for me anyway. So from here, you're gonna clasp your hands at the base of your skull. Again, both legs will come up into the air. Again, you can keep your head and shoulders down for the whole thing. And if your hamstrings are on the tighter side, just go ahead and bend your knees like that. Otherwise, lifting the head and shoulders, lower back stays touching the mat. You're gonna lower your legs down and back up. Head and shoulders stay lifted if they are lifted, or down if you want to keep them down. Lower down and back up. Only lower to a place where your low back stays exactly the same. Do 2 more. 1 more. Bend your knees, come all the way down. You can nod your head no if you want. So that was 4. We have 1 more in the series of 5 to make 5. A little Pilates Mat for you. So from here, we're gonna take 1 leg up, 1 leg out. And again, this can be higher, knees can be bent a little bit if they need to be. You're gonna hold your calf or your hamstrings, and if you're lifting the head and shoulders, they lift up, and we'll do 2 little pulses and exchange legs. Pulse, pulse, and switch. And so again, I'm not really pulling from my hand is a guide. I'm pulling from my lower abdominal muscles. Every time the leg comes in, I do a little more compression at the low abs. 1 more time, each side, and then bend both knees and relax. So that was 5. So moving on, you're gonna just 1 more time, take both knees to one side, head in the other direction, take a couple of breaths here. And then we'll go the other way. Knees go in one direction, head in the other. Couple of breaths here. And then back to center. Let's come up to sitting. So either roll yourself up or roll to your side to come up. And we're gonna try rolling like a ball. I ate before this class, which I feel is a mistake right now, but I was very hungry. So from here, you're gonna sit up nice and tall. You're gonna round your lower back and roll behind your sitting bones. Bring one foot up and then the other. So there's a lock between your hands and your legs. So you wanna, as much as you're pulling in, push back a little bit with your legs. Shoulders draw down on the back. Inhale, we're gonna roll back, and exhale, come up. You can put your hands right on your shins here. Inhale back, exhale, up. Inhale back, exhale, coming up to find balance. We'll do a couple more. As you come up, contract your lower abs a little bit more so they're like your brakes. Last time. And coming up, you can grab your shins with your forearms and just pull your body up nice and tall. I forgot to mention that if you're on a yoga mat on a hardwood floor, you may want to fold your mat in half. Might feel better on your spine. If you're on a carpet or you have a thick mat, it should be okay. So we're going to take the same exercise, but this time our shins are parallel to each other, and we're just going to hover the hands right over the shins. We're going to inhale, roll back. Try to keep the relationship between your shins and your hands the same. So inhale, roll back. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, back. Exhale, coming up. So really trying to use your abdomen to help you come up. And rest. Good. Grab your shins, sit up tall, and then let's maybe take our feet together, knees apart. It might be enough to just be here, just sitting up. If you would like to grab your ankles and just kind of push down on the knees a little, not too much, just relaxing the hip joint a little bit. Take a couple of breaths. Good, you guys. So from here, we're gonna try something new to this group. So, well, you may have done it in your life before, but I haven't taught it in any of these classes yet. It's called open leg rocker. This requires some flexibility in your hamstrings. If you're not all the way there as far as hamstring flexibility goes, it's just okay to keep your knees bent, and I'll talk you through it. So just like rolling like a ball, we're gonna roll behind our sitting bones and just bring your feet together, knees apart. So your lower abdomen is contracted right away. On an exhale breath, take the right leg as straight as it will go. So if it's bent, that's fine. Whatever range of motion you have, then bend the knee. And exhale, switch sides and back in. So as you straighten the leg, contract your lower abdominal muscles more and feel the muscles underneath your shoulder blades engage more. Let's do one more time each side. Exhale and switching and then coming back down. So if that was enough for your body, just stick with that variation. Otherwise, we're gonna add on. So you're gonna roll behind your sitting bones, feet together, knees apart. One leg will come up and then the other. You can hang out here and have bent knees, that's fine. If your legs are straight and you wanna grab up higher, you can. We're gonna inhale, roll back. Exhale, come up to find balance. And inhale back. Exhale. So it really helps to use your exhale on the way up and really contract your lower abdominal muscles as you come up. Also feeling a connection underneath your shoulder blades. So you might want to pull down on your leg a little bit. One more time. And then bending the knees. And just relaxing. Good job, you guys. So we're going to grab the TheraBand. So if you have a TheraBand, grab your band. We're actually gonna tie it above our knees, so like in a knot or a bow. I'm gonna do like a half bow. So we're gonna work the muscles at the outsides of the hip. So you should feel work kind of glutes and external rotator area. I'm gonna come all the way down onto my arm, and you could even bend your elbow, that might be more comfortable. From here, knees are kind of at 90 degrees. The underneath oblique muscles, so the muscles that wrap around your ribs, are actually lifting up. So there is a sense that you're active underneath your body as well. So from here, you're gonna keep your 2 hip bones stacked, your pelvic bones stacked, and then lift the knee up and back down. So we're gonna take a clamshell. So you're only opening to a place where the 2 pelvic bones stay stacked and not past that, so the top hip rolls back. If you're not sure, just hang on to that hip so you can feel it. If otherwise, you can have your hand here. Just make sure your neck and shoulders are mostly relaxed. Lifting the leg up and back down. We'll do a few more like that. Exhaling on the way up. And one more. Good, you guys. And then from here, you're gonna lift the whole leg up now. So the whole leg lifts up and back down and up and down. I'm just kind of coming right back to the height of my pelvis, not resting it completely. But if you need to rest it completely, you can. And then really feel, again, the underneath rib cage lift up a little bit so you're actively stabilizing your torso here. Let's do a couple more. Exhale up and back down. You can give it some love if you need to. We're gonna do one more thing here. It's just a small circle with our legs. So we're gonna come back up to that same position. And right from your ball and socket joint, you're gonna circle the leg around. Make sure you're pushing up into the band the whole time. And if you don't have a band, imagine you're pushing up. And circle around, pelvis stays still, so your core muscles are still working. And then let's go the other way. Turn your glutes on, lifting up and around. Exhale. Good, stabilizing your pelvis. One more time like that. And relax, tap it out. So you should be feeling work somewhere in this area here. If you feel tension in your neck, it's because you're using your neck too much. So you want to try to relax your neck as you go. So we're going to switch sides. Second side is always the hardest. So from here, again, stacking your knees and stacking your 2 pelvic bones here. You can have your hand here if you want to feel what your hip is doing, or the hand can come onto the ground. The underneath rib cage lifts up a little bit. Your feet stay together. Your knee comes up and down. Up and down. So really using the muscles at the back of the hip, relaxing your neck and shoulders, and still toning all your core muscles. Good. So exhale, lift up. Inhale, back down. Keeping your pelvis still, so your 2 big hip bones aren't moving. We'll do a couple more like that. And one more time, and let the leg come down. So from here, we're gonna lift the leg, the whole leg, up and back down. And again, check in with the underneath side of the body. Make sure it's still lifting up towards the ceiling. So you're actively engaged in your torso as well. We'll do a few more like that. One more, and then rest. Good, and you can tap it out if you need to. And then for the grand finale here, we're gonna do little circles right in the ball and socket joint. So you're gonna lift the leg up, pelvis stays still. Keep pushing up into the band. If you don't have a band, you're imagining that you do, pushing up as you go around. So there's some resistance as you go around. Keep breathing. Use your lower abdominal muscles to stabilize a little bit and lift up in the underneath ribs. One more, and then let's reverse the direction. Go back, up and around. Relaxing the neck, relax the shoulders. Do a couple more. One more, and then rest. Good, tap it out. Woo. And then let's untie the band and take it off. I say untie because we're going to use it one more time at the end, but if you can't get it untied, it's okay. I'm going to try. So once your band is untied, lay on your back, and let's take a figure 4 stretch. So we're just going to stretch the muscles we just worked. So laying on your back, that was complicated. Laying on your back, cross one ankle over the opposite knee. If this is enough, you just hang out here. Otherwise, you're gonna grab the hamstrings and pull the leg in. The top toes are flexed towards your knee. So your shin and knee are, well, your shin muscles are active and your knee is taken care of. Press your tailbone down into the mat and lift your lower back off of the mat a little bit. So you kind of increase the stretch. Relax your jaw, and relax the skin around the sides of your neck. Take a couple of breaths here. Keep your toes flexed up towards your knee. And then you can relax, and we'll do the other side. So crossing the other ankle, up and over. If this is enough, you just hang out here. Otherwise, you're gonna grab onto your hamstrings, flex your toes towards your knee, so your shin is active. Breathe. Push your tailbone down a little bit so you feel your lower back lift up. And then just take a couple of breaths here. And then you can come all the way back down. So coming up from here, we're gonna do kind of some push-up stuff. So if you're struggling with any kind of wrist thing, you can just do forearm planks for all of it, okay? Otherwise, you're up on your, let's start on our hands and knees. Push the pads of your fingers down into the mat so you feel your inner palm lift up a little bit so that the muscles of your forearm are active, and that will actually help stabilize the wrist a little bit. And from here, push the heels of your hands down into the ground until you feel the entire backside of the arm become active and the muscles underneath the shoulder blades get active. Keep those muscles active, your serratus muscles and your lats, and then lower your upper body down and back up. So you're trying not to move your shoulder blades on your back. You don't want to let them glide on your back in this exercise. You should feel a lot of work underneath your armpits, underneath your shoulder blades, and maybe at the back of your arms. Lowering down. Use your abdominals even here. One more time. And back up. And then let's take our hands a little bit wider apart. Isometrically draw your hands towards each other so you feel your inner arm or your biceps turn on here. Try to keep that as well. So still pushing down through the heel of the hand. We're going to bend the elbows this time out to the side. And then exhale back up. And pressing out to the side and back up. So this will be how we do our push-ups today. Okay? So the next exercise is going to be push-ups. And if either one of those felt like enough to you, can stick with that variation, okay? Otherwise, we're going to do, I'll just demonstrate first so you can just watch. We're going to do 3 push-ups, 1, 2, 3. And then at the end, we're going to take one leg and do 2 kicks up into the air and switch sides. We'll do that twice. So stabilizing the pelvis as you go, okay? So that's the whole exercise, and I'll talk you through it. So activating your arms, push the heels of the hands down, take one leg straight back, and then the other. Activate your abdominal muscles and your glutes, make your legs strong as well. Lower down and back up 3 times. Only go to a place where your low back stays the same shape and your abdomen is still participating. Hold your body still, take one leg, 2 kicks, exchange sides, 2 kicks, one more time each side. Good, bend the knees, come down, take a couple of breaths here. So we're gonna do that 2 more times, okay? And so just making sure you're not letting your low back arch too much in your push-ups. So you wanna make sure you're using your abdominals the whole time. So here we go, 3 more push-ups, finding plank. Lower down and back up 3 times. Lift the head so it's in alignment with your spine. Hold plank. 2 kicks with one leg and down. Switching sides, 2 kicks. One more time each side. Keep the pelvis stable. Use your abdominals and your glutes. Bend your knees. Take a breath. Okay, so we're gonna do one more. If it's too much on your wrist, you're gonna come right down to your forearms. You just find forearm plank and then add the kicks with your legs, okay? Or you can just hold forearm plank. So from here, you can even hold it on your knees, right? If it's too much to have the legs straight. So from here, Taking one leg back and then the other. Activate your glutes and abdominals. Lift your abdomen up towards the ceiling. Then bend and straighten your elbows 3 times, keeping the shape of your low back the same. Hold your plank. Head is in alignment with the spine. Do 2 kicks without moving your pelvis. Exchange legs. One more time each side. Kick, 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 kick. Coming down. Big toes together, knees apart. Push back into child's pose. So actively push your hands down. Let your head relax. Take a couple of breaths here, both sides of the body getting nice and long. And then we'll come on to our bellies. So you're going to be on your forearms, with your legs behind your body. So this is called single leg kick. We're going to start with that. I'm going to have my legs a little bit apart because for me it hurts my knee a little bit when I have my knees together. So you can have your knees together or your legs apart. You're going to push down with the forearms so you feel the muscles underneath the armpits turn on. Push your pubic bone down into the mat and lift your belly up. With one leg, imagine you have a weight around your ankle so your hamstrings are going to be active. You're going to do 2 kicks with that leg and then extend the leg out and back down. And then switching sides, 2 kicks, extend the leg out and down. As you kick, try to keep the pelvis and the low back the same shape. So we're not dipping down into our low back at all. 2 kicks and out. And exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Check in with your shoulders, make sure we're not hanging out. Really push down with your forearms. Use the muscles on your back. One more time each side. And then come all the way down. Just rest your head. You can bend your knees, take your feet side to side like windshield wipers. And then we're gonna do double leg kick. So now both legs are gonna kick those same 2 kicks. If it's available to you, you're gonna have your hands on your lower back like this. If it's too much on your shoulders, they just rest by your side to start. So from here, push your pubic bone down into the mat and lift your lower abdominal muscles up. You're gonna take your legs and do 2 kicks. Make sure the backs of your legs, your hamstrings are active. 2 kicks. Then we're gonna reach the legs out and up, lift the upper body, open the chest, reach the hands towards the feet, come all the way down and turn your head to the other side. Push the pubic bone down so the low back stays the same shape. Use your glutes and hamstrings, 2 pulses. And then inhale, extend out and up. If it's too much on your shoulders to have your hands clasped, arms are out to the side. Coming all the way back down and switching sides. Kick, kick, extending out and up. And then come back down and kick, kick, extending out and up. And come all the way back down. Hands come underneath your forehead. Bend your knees, take your feet side to side. And then let's do a few rounds of swimming, a couple rounds of swimming. This is one of my favorites. So arms come a little bit wider than your shoulders. Modification for the exercise is moving slowly. One side and then the other, okay? So if it's the first time you're doing it or you're managing an injury, you're gonna go opposite arm and leg, slow, and then switch. Otherwise, you're gonna reach the arms and legs long and away from each other. Lift your abdominals up, flutter the arms and legs quickly. Make the back of your neck long, use your glutes, use your abdominals. Try to relax the tops of your shoulders and the sides of your neck. Keep breathing, feeling the muscles on your back in a crisscross shape work. Fluttering up and down, and come all the way down. Bend your knees. Take the feet side to side like windshield wipers. And then lower the legs down. And we're gonna do one more round of swimming here, so arms come out to the side. Draw your abdominal muscles up. Reach the arms and legs long and away from each other and flutter and float yourself up. And then flutter the arms and legs. Back and the neck stays long, abdominals stay active. Keep breathing and try to relax the tops of your shoulders. Relax the sides of your neck. Couple more breaths here. And then coming all the way back down. One more time, bend your knees. Take your feet side to side. And then you can rest your legs down. Come up to sitting. And we're gonna do spine twist and saw. So from here, let's do a spine twist first. So you can take your feet, back up a little bit, straight in front of you. If your hamstrings are tight, so you want your low back to be in its natural curve. So if your legs are straight but you're sitting like this, you need to bend your knees a lot, right? So you get the natural curve of your back. If it's still with bent knees, you're still round, stick a pillow under your butt, okay? Otherwise, from here, arms come out to the side. Legs stay glued together like they're one leg, and your feet stay glued together the whole time, so they're not gonna shift at all. On your exhale breath, twist from your low ribs, 2 little pulses in one direction and back to center. Inhale and exhale. So reaching up through the crown of the head. My legs are really active, and I'm even using my glutes and abdominals. So inhale and exhale back to center. Inhale and exhale. See if you can get taller as you twist. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. One more time, and exhale, and rest. Good. So from here, take your feet a little bit wider than your pelvis, and we're gonna do a similar twist. So again, if your knees need to be bent, that's fine. Arms come out to the side. Tone your core muscles, even the pelvic floor muscles, lift up. We're gonna twist from the waist, round your lower back, and use your abdominal muscles to pull your body forward towards your leg. Then come all the way up and exhale, twist, rounding forward from your abdomen, and coming up, exhale, twist. And here, try to keep your feet still. Don't let the legs shift and the pelvis shift. You're twisting just your thoracic spine, just the part where your rib cage attaches to. Twisting, exhale, round your spine, contracting your abdominals as you come forward. So using your abdomen to bring your body forward and not the tops of your shoulders, so stay relaxed. Twisting, exhale, round the spine, and up, and last time, and coming up. And then just come back in, shake your arms out, shake your legs out, shake your knees out, do the hokey pokey. Okay, so from here, we're gonna do a side plank variation with a twist, literally. So again, if you've got any wrist issues, you can keep your forearm down, and you'll do the whole thing on your forearm. Otherwise, I'm gonna put my hand on the ground. I'm gonna make my forearm active by pushing my finger pads down into the ground a little bit. My knees are bent, one foot is stacked in front of the other, so top foot is forward, bottom foot is back, and they're in line with, or one in front of the other. So from here, we're gonna push down with the hand that's on the ground and lift the underneath body up, so we're coming into an arched position. So you're gonna come up and over in an arch position. And then we're gonna carefully lower ourselves back down, and you can look in that direction. So exhale, lifting up from underneath the body, and then coming back down, looking in that direction. Exhale. So your underneath obliques are very active. Squeeze your legs together as you come up, so your glutes are on as well. The arm that's down, the front of the shoulder needs to move back into the socket for the whole exercise. So it's not moving forward, and then coming back down. So if that was enough for you, you can stick with that, or you can just come right down onto your forearm for the whole exercise. Otherwise, we're gonna add a twist. So I'll show you first. You're gonna come up, twist your body towards your back leg, so the butt will lift a little bit up into the air, come up, and then down. So a little bit of choreography, but still trying to twist from your rib cage. So you're gonna push down with the arm, lift your underneath ribs up, come up, then twist at your waist, reach towards your opposite heel, come back, and all the way down. Do one more, exhale. Coming up, twisting, come back to the side, legs are squeezing together, and all the way down, like nothing ever happened. And we'll do the other side. So same thing on this side. You can roll that wrist out. It's okay to feel a little work in your wrist. You just don't want it to be painful. We don't do this very often, so you may feel work in your wrist, which is fine. So from here, we're gonna switch sides if you haven't already. This arm the front of the shoulder needs to move back into the socket, so you feel the muscles underneath your armpits and shoulder blades work and that shoulder is stable. Push down with your hand down into the ground. We're gonna lift from the underneath side of the body. You're gonna lift up and just arch. Squeeze your legs together, push down with the hand that's on the ground, and then floating yourself back down. And exhale, coming up, and floating back down. Check in with this shoulder, make sure it's still in the socket here. One more time, coming up, activate your core muscles before you move, and back down. Good, you guys. So let's add our twist. So you're gonna come up, and then twist towards your back leg from your low ribs are twisting. Come back and down. And exhale, coming up. Twist, reach underneath your body, reach towards your opposite heel. Come back and down. And last time like that. Coming up, twisting, reaching towards your opposite heel. Come back and all the way down. Good, you guys, just take your wrists, clasp your hands, your fingers together. Just roll your wrists out a little bit. And breathe. Good, you guys. So let's wind down a little bit. Let's just take a little bit of a twist on the ground. So you can lay on your side. Let's just relax our legs today. So we've done it where we kind of keep the knees stacked. But today, just relax the leg. Just open the arm. Take your head in the direction of the arm that you've just used to rotate. And breathe here. Just let your body relax a little bit. Let your top leg relax. And then let's go to the other side. So starting with the knees stacked, arms out, you're gonna bring that top arm up and over, and that top leg today, let it move. Just let your hips relax. Breathe. Take a couple more breaths here. And then just coming onto your back again. If your TheraBand is close by, grab your TheraBand. If you don't have a TheraBand, don't worry about it. You don't need it. And you can just use your hands. Otherwise, if you do have a band, you're going to put it around the ball of one foot and bring that leg straight. And you're going to grab up kind of high on the band. And then just let gravity take your elbows down, and then tone the muscles underneath your shoulder blades a little bit so your arms are stable. If you're using your hands, you can do the same thing. Just grab the back of the leg and pull the arms down. So if your hamstrings are on the tighter side, you're going to keep this opposite knee bent. Otherwise, you can straighten that leg out, and let's keep it active. So really push the leg that's out on the ground, push the back of the leg down into the mat, and activate the muscles at the front of the leg that's in the air. So your quadriceps are active as well. Reach the heels away from the body, both heels. Take a couple of breaths here so you're just feeling a stretch in the back of the leg somewhere. Take the hip of the leg that's in the air and draw it downwards away from the armpit so you have length between your armpit and your hip. Take a few breaths, a few more breaths. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. And then keep the leg in the band. You can take the band in one hand, probably the opposite hand, and then you can sickle your foot in a little bit and cross the leg over your body. So you want to keep the hip of the leg that's in the air and moving down towards the mat. So we're not lifting it up to come up and over. Hip stays down. So just take it, and if you're just using your hands, it's fine. You can hold your leg with your hands. Take a couple of breaths here. Relax the tops of your shoulders. And then we're going to bring the leg back up to center, switch hands, reach through the heel, take the leg out the other way, but you want to keep that opposite hip down still. So not coming so far that that hip lifts, and ranges of motion are going to be different for everyone. So just honor where your range is. Take a couple of breaths here. And then bring the leg back up, and we'll switch sides. So again, you can have this knee can be bent, or both legs can be straight. And this leg can be high or a little bit lower, or you can even put a tiny bend in the knee if you need to. So arms come up, gravity takes the elbows down, and then you use the muscles underneath the shoulder blades a little bit more. Press the tailbone down into the ground, and then the heel reaches up towards the ceiling. So you have the natural curve of your lower back here. It's not flat to the mat. And then the leg that's out in front of you, push the back of that leg down into the ground. So both legs are active. Keep breathing here. Just check in with your jaw. See if you can relax it a little bit. Check in with the tops of the shoulders. And then taking the band in both pieces in the opposite hand, pull down a little bit. Turn. You can sickle that foot in, and then take the leg across the body, only to a place where that hip still stays moving down towards the ground. So just taking a few breaths here. And then bring the leg back to center. You're going to keep this hip down and reach through the heel and take the leg out. And keep breathing here. And then bringing the leg back to center, bend that knee, take the band off, and you can either just lay here, you can rest your hands on your belly, or you can come up to sitting, whatever feels better to you. I'm going to hang out here and just rest my hands on my belly. And just ending like we started, just taking a couple of breaths way low down into your abdomen. Inhale, let your belly fill up. And exhale, let the abdomen drop down. Inhale, belly fills up. Exhale, relaxing your abdomen down. One more time. Inhale, let your belly fill up. And exhale, relax your abdominals. And then just take a moment to revisit your physical body. Just notice any changes that have taken place. And just notice how you feel after a little bit of quality movement. And then just checking in with your emotional and mental bodies. Just noticing if there's any shifts there, if it's the same. Or maybe you have a little space in there. And then just allow yourself to take a full inhale breath. And then easily let the air flow out. And then as you're ready, allow your eyes to open. And just coming back into the room. All right, you guys, good work today. Thanks for joining me. That was super fun. I found that kind of hard today, actually. I'm tired. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. So tomorrow morning, I will be back here at the Los Gatos Wellness Center page for an 8 a.m. meditation. I hope you can make it. And I will also be back for a gentle Pilates mat class Friday at 4 p.m. So tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. for meditation. That's Friday morning, which I can't believe it's already Friday. And then even though this month has felt like 5 billion months in one, it still seems like the days are passing fast. Anyway, so tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, meditation right here at the Los Gatos Wellness Center page. And Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Friday afternoon, 4 p.m., gentle mat class. All right, you guys, I love you all. I hope you're all hanging in there and being gentle with yourself as we move through all of this. All right, love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.